Hello, it's Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. This time featuring the Tier 10 American heavy tank. Tank destroyer, the E4. So yeah, this is a tank. It's one of the old original tanks I've had, which I've yet to sort of free mark. I don't know why, to be honest with you. I think it's just one of those ones I've had and then haven't really played for years. And I thought, you know what, let's just get it out and maybe just start working actually to free mark this tank and see if we can get any good games in it. And it didn't take long for me to remember like how much fun this tank really can be. It's obviously got that 850 alpha gun. It has armour. But it's, the armour's not great. It's nothing like the E3, for example. But then it can't be because you have a turret, a turret which you can sort of turn halfway, and you're a lot more mobility-wise, basically. Now, it is honestly, this tank it's ridiculous, really, isn't it? And I play it basically like a heavy tank for the most part. I literally just play it on the front line brawling because although you don't have the best armour, you can occasionally bounce a shot, and do you really need armour when you can just pop out, eat a shot, and then put one in return for 850? Just that big gun scares people off. You can just sort of trade it. Like if you're in an opportunity where you're brawling with a teammate, then they can sort of trade a shot, and then you can basically just like that essentially. And that's how I use my hit points, really. I take a shot but return with a much bigger, nastier shot. Like for example, in this instance, I'm going to take a shot there. That was always going to happen, but I put one in him for 827, so that's a well worth trade, and he's now dead. So we're on Kasserine. There is no fun police in this replay, and obviously that does make a big difference to how I can play. Like this ridge where I am now, when there is fun police in the game, it can be risky because it's sort of an artillery hotspot really for where they can get shots into you. But I don't have to worry about that at the moment because there isn't any fun police in the game. But what I have noticed, you can see why these two medium tanks are retreating. It looks like the majority of the enemy force is on the other side of the map. So I can't really afford to be too hesitant here. I need to just make a beeline over there. Otherwise, my team are going to be a little bit outmatched, and I'm going to need to support them basically because I'm not in a position where that's where the damage is, and I want to be where the damage is. So I'm going to try and move over as quickly as I can. I'm a little bit nervous making this cross just because I don't want to get caught out, like spotted in the open. But at the same time, I'm just taking the gamble because I'm not going to take a long route in this tank. I want to go the most direct way possible. So. Because obviously it's not the quickest. We see this E4 and get very fortunate that shot goes straight in through the side of his armour. I mean, the side of the American tanks in general are renowned for being pretty trash armour. So if you get them in the side, you're going to be able to pen them. I mean, well, with this fighting for APCR and this is not a lot. I can't pen, to be honest with you. It's absolutely filthy. Now, as we're approaching over there, we did recognise that it was a leopard. So I didn't want to push into the dip directly in front of me because I didn't want to get caught in a crossfire between the leopard and the E4. But the leopard is retreating, which allows me to basically move up and close the distance to this E4 because ultimately I want to kill this guy as quickly as I can so I can get in, like I say, get to where I know the most of the enemy tanks are. So I do have sort of two mediums supporting me. They're making their way. So if I can keep this guy lit, then it's a good chance that he'll be able to get our team to get shots into him, which is just happening there. I've got picked up a little bit of assistance. Now I'm waiting to see if I can get a shot through the cupola, but I got a little bit unfortunate there. I'm not too sure what happened with that shot because I would have thought that should have penetrated had it hit. But it is what it is. He is on a one shot, so I'm just moving up. I know he's fired as well, so I should be able to finish him off. But he gets taken out by our team. And now we spotted this heavy tank in the leopard, and we're going to we've got time now to zoom in and make sure this shot definitely hits. We slap him for 770 just because of the alpha nerf. And yeah, we was going to finish him off, but then we thought, no, we've got this leopard's got more hit points. Obviously, it was going for the mark that we're going to try and make sure we take the one with the most hit points. We take out the leopard, as well as the fact that leopard was a bit more of a threat to our team. He's now taken out, and we've got sort of 2,800 damage and a few kills, but there's still 6 tanks in the game. So we just want to make our way over to here. I wanted to take a different angle. You see, most of my team's on the left. I didn't want to stay the same side there because that means the enemy only has to focus in one direction, and generally speaking, if that's the case, it's going to be a lot easier for the enemy team. So if we can create a, it's only a slight second angle, but it's still another angle to worry about. Fortunately for us, this Centurion Action drove straight in front of us and was able to get an easy kill there. So I'm just going to progress over to this ridge and hope to see if I can get any shots into the guys sniping. I'm taking a note of the hit points, of what health they're on as I'm approaching, just because that's important information to have. We've seen this Conqueror. Now we're going to wait because it looks like he's retreating, and I should be able to get a shot into him. And we do. We damage his engine and we slap him hard there for, for most of his hit points, for half of his hit points. We're going to wait now because I think he's stuck in the open. So we're going to see if we can get a second shot into this guy. And he is got an opportunity to, and we do. We put another shot into him. Again, like I say, the average roll was 850. Well, it was before 6.0 damage nerf, but we only rolled for 770. But that's just how it is these days, isn't it? That, I say this tank's average alpha is 850. It's not really. It's probably, I guess it's more like 820. I guess it's definitely not 850. So yeah, it's very close at the moment. They're winning 1 tank up, but it's in the balance, really, I'd say. But we've got a good position here now. We've got opportunities to potentially get shots into these guys sniping our guys. We've got sort of 3 different angles. Our mediums come up behind them. So yeah, I feel like I'm in a good position to try and potentially get shots in. I am getting lit up every time I pop up and get targeted. But this Dragon, he's made a mistake of hard aiming me there, and I was able to take him out, which was really nice. Now this M103, who's very healthy, is now popped up into a position where I've got easy shots in, so this is brilliant. I'm going to pop around there and help our heavy tank out, and you just watch this, just absolutely slap him for like half his hit points again, pull back. Now if he stays there, he's kind of in an awkward situation, and he can't really retreat. He's got a medium behind him, he's got a heavy in front of him, and I'm preparing to put my second shot into him, which we do, finishing him off. And putting us up to just under 7k damage. I think I've got like 5 kills at the moment, so this would be my top gun if I manage to get the final kill. We've got a little bit of assistance, but not much to take note of. So I'm approaching to kill this guy because this is the Polish heavy, which is Polish medium, which is incredibly quick. I don't really want him to get too far away because both my other tanks in my team, I've just taken a note, are not very healthy. This Barras is a one-shot, so is our heavy tank. So if he closes this different distance and manages to separate us, he could easily, kill those 2 tanks. I wouldn't want to be the last tank remaining fighting a medium. If it's a competent player like this, it could make life very awkward for me. Now I'll try and get a shot in the cross. Now it's a bit unfortunate I don't hit that, but he doesn't penetrate me either. Like I said, I don't want him to get away because he easily could get away, and this is such a big map. It could just become very awkward. So I want to try and stay with my Barras if I can, because if he shoots him, I want to be able to get a shot into this guy. I'm waiting to see if he's going to come. I'm sort of preempting where he's going to cross, and then unfortunately, maybe I aimed a little bit too high. I don't know, it's a bit unfortunate, but also maybe not the best aiming. That's a shame there, because it would have been nice to slap him, because he's very healthy at this point. Like I say, it wouldn't take a lot for him to kill me if he was able to keep out spotting me. But at the moment, I've got this Barras closing the distance on him, which is good. So I'm going to keep supporting my Barras. I want to get as close to him as I can. Ideally, I'd like to work my way to get towards him and engage him, so then our Barras can come behind him. So I'm just sort of slowly making my way. But once he's shot, I'm going to keep closing the distance. I'm not going to stay where I am. But this Barras looks like it's going to engage him. So I need to get here as quickly as I can now, because I don't want him to, if he kills Abrass, I really don't want it to be for nothing. Abrass managed to put both his shots into this guy, and now I've got an opportunity to slap him. I do, I put him on a 1. Unfortunately, he does take out Abrass, but I guess his death wasn't in vain, because I managed to get a shot into him there, putting him on a 1 shot. Now I probably should have started reversing earlier, because it looks like he's going to be able to get behind me. That's a problem with my turret, and obviously not be able to turn all the way around. So I'm going to stop here, and rather than just let him circle me, I'm going to go the other way in the hope that he reverses back like he's just doing there, and that's gives me enough time to get my shot into him, picking up the top gun. So all what's left is to see, get that result board and see how we got on. And we got 6 kills, just shy of 8,000 damage. Got the top gun. Actually managed to block sort of 1,500 that game. Got the high caliber, and all in all, that's a nice little result to this game. But if you stay with us, I'll see you in a bit for the second replay of the video. Okay, so thank you for staying with us. Here we are on the second replay of the video. Hopefully it's worth the wait. It does turn out to be a pretty decent game. We are on Desval, one of the Cold War maps in World War II. I pretty much said everything there is to be said about it at this stage, but I think the vast majority of the community seem to not favour having these maps in World War II. So hopefully, with any luck, that might be something Wargaming can look at. But I don't want to dwell on that, because this is more about the replay and obviously the tank. So we're on Desval. We've got the more favourable spawn for this map. And one very important thing, and it is an important thing to note, we don't have any fun police in this game. And that is massive, because I'm going to try and take control of the centre of the map. I'm going to try and take control of the middle, and like I say, we've got the best option to get to it from this spawn. But sometimes when you can take the middle, there is a lot of places where the fun police can get shots into you. So not having to worry about that is massive, because basically all I have to focus on is the tanks around me, etc. Which is going to be a lot more, it's going to be a lot easier for me to deal with. So I was kind of waiting just in case anything came across there, but to be honest, it would have been out of render range anyway. So I decided that I'm just going to carry on my progress and take the centre of the map. It looks like, for the most part, it looks like it's going to be uncontested, which is going to be big. You can already see where our medium tank is. It hasn't spotted anything close. So it looks like we're going to be able to take this uncontested, which is going to be really big. Now I'm having a look to see where I want to start my focus from, and just had a look, and it looks like there's some tanks which have pushed over to engage our heavies at the bottom of the map. And this is the perfect scenario. If you win the hill and you get lots of heavies sort of stuck in this location, you've probably seen my Chieftain replay where the same sort of thing happens. It's really good for getting damage. Now I want to take out this light tank early doors, because he's going to keep me spotted. Unfortunately, I do land my shot, and then the T-57 takes him out. And now I'm just in the perfect location. Just keep using this bush / building. I can just put my shots in when there's one presented itself, then pull back, and I'm in cover. So I'm just going to have a look, see if I can get any shots in. We notice this E6, we're going to aim a shot, we've got time, and then we slap him for sort of 600-700 plus. Like I say, we do low roll, but that's just the world of 6.0 with all the the world of low rolls we live in. But you see, perfect scenario. They're engaging our heavies. I'm just going to wait. I've seen this Death Star. He's shot. He's going to pull back. I'm just waiting for him to pull back, make the mistake, and keep going too far, and then we slap it in the side of his turret. Before we know it, we're on over 2k. Now we're hoping we're going to get a shot into his Conqueror before he gets destroyed by our team. He is now sort of on 1,000 hit points. We're going to wait. He's pulling back, and boom, we slap him again for another 800 damage. And this is just dream, isn't it? It's a dream scenario to be in a tank like this. We just poke up when there's a shot available, put a shot in, pull back, as easy as that. Literally a dream scenario. Now maybe we could have put a shot into Death Star to the right for a bit more damage then, but I decided to get the kill, take out that Conqueror. And yeah, and this is literally just going to take full advantage of the fact that the enemy have allowed me to have this kill, and just take out anything which, you know, crosses path. These heavies are now pushing round. I'm hoping that they're going to make a mistake of pushing too far, but it looks like they've realised that and they pulled back in. So I'm not going to get any shots at them at this stage. But I'm just waiting just in case they do peek ground, overextend for a shot. And then with any luck we can slap one of them and pick up another 800 hit points to the scoreboard. But that's not happening. However, there is a Death Star, and we want to make sure we can take this guy out. We aim the shot, we do finish him off for another kill. Another 600 plus damage, and it's just excellent scenario, isn't it? I'm probably giving quite a few people assistance at this point. I'm going to aim this shot in, he's pulling back, there we go, hit him again for another 700 plus damage. We're going to see if we can get an opportunity to get a second shot in, but it looks like he's just going to make it around cover. But then we see this Polish 50 TP, and he's poked around. Yeah, we're going to shut him down for another kill. It's just excellent. This is the scenario you wanted. This is when you get a tank like this. It literally is just a dream scenario, and it just shows how ruthless this tank can be when it's allowed to keep shooting like this. We see the stockade. We slap them in, and then we're just waiting to see if there's anything else. But it is close. It's still well, we're 6 versus 5. But it looks like we've won this area of the map, and obviously I don't have to worry about capping in this map because it's team destruction. But we know where the rest of the tanks are. You can see where this medium is on the right. He's pulling back and retreating, so clearly he's just pinged the map there. That's where the rest of the tanks are. I'm going to head over there. If he spots something, then I'm going to get a few shots in. Because I'm already up to sort of 7k damage, so I can but there's still 5 tanks left. We slap that one in, that puts us up to 7,600. I'm going to keep pulling back now because I don't want to risk, with one of these maps, obviously when you get spotted in the open there can be quite a lot of stuff there and you don't realise, so I didn't want to just, I got no real risk, I didn't need to take that risk, so I'm going to keep pulling back basically. At this stage, a lot of my team is behind me, so I still feel like I've got time to get more damage in. We know there is that T95, and we're wondering if he's just on this left hand side of the map. He just got spotted, so I'm just going to see if I can get a shot into him because he is full health, and it'll be really good. But unfortunately for me, he's sort of concealed behind those buildings. That's not going to be possible. So we're going to make my way back over to where we were and see if we can get a shot into the M60. The only tank I really don't know where it is at the moment is the light tank TL100. We're trying to get a shot into this M60. We're just going to wait. We're going to see if he actually goes to aim the shot into us, which is good. That gives us enough time to get our shot into him. We do then just take him off, get him out of that game, which is excellent. And now we're just going to put straight into this heavy tank. Unfortunately for him, I'm full health, so I don't even mind if the light tank shoots me at this point. I'm just going to got enough time to push him to him. I'll put him onto a one shot now with that ram, and I'm just going to wait for him to back up, get my shot in, and take him out. There we go. We pick up that's the 6th kill. So I'm now on for my Devastator. Now we're just going to full push this light. It's literally the one of 2 tanks left. And I'm feeling fairly confident at this stage, but I don't want him to escape because obviously I'm never going to be able to find him again after that point, so I'm in the danger though of him being able to circle me now, but it's kind of the chance I took. But he has got behind me, and now to be honest with you, I'm thinking, oh no, this could be it. If he really, if he got me trapped there, it wasn't going to be good for me. But fortunately, I managed to spin round. But unfortunately, I didn't take that shot. So at this rate, I know you probably keep turning round because I'm never going to catch it out like that. But fortunately, I managed to swing round the other way, and he sort of slowed down. I got a shot in, and at this point, I'm kind of think I'm going to die to this tank, if I'm honest with you. But, you know, I did have a lot of hit points which have gone in my favour, and now I've managed to get my gun round. I think, oh, can I get him? And so I just managed to take him out. I got quite fortunate in that engagement, but, you know, sometimes you need a little bit of good fortune, don't you? So all what's left is to get to that results and see how we got on. So we got the Devastator, we've got 7 kills, we've got just shy of 11,000 damage, and 752 assistance. So you can see it's a whopping game for the E4. It's very capable of this tank, and to be honest with you, I think if it wasn't for all the low rolls, I probably would have gotten well over 11k. I actually went 16 for 16. I didn't actually miss a single shot that game. But yeah, you see, it just shows what this tank can be capable of. So as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Really appreciate everyone's support. So thank you for watching, and happy tanking.